Hi, this is Dick Phillips. Mark Jafrita has asked me to summon up my recollections of the early years, the formation in the early years of CAEN. Well, this was in the 1982-83 timeframe, and exciting things computer-wise were happening in the university. The computer science department, which was in the literary college, and the CICE program were being merged with electrical engineering to form what is now EECS, Electrical Engineering and Computer Science. At the same time, exciting developments in personal computers like the Apple Lisa and workstations like the Apollo Domain and Sun Microsystems. I sat on the new EECS curriculum committee and eventually joined the department while still keeping my role in aerospace engineering. Well, at that time, Jim Duderstadt was the dean of the College of Engineering. Dan Atkins was an associate dean. And Dan talked to me from time to time about establishing a college computing facility, but I initially resisted. Finally, I relented and went to Dan, offering to form and head the Computer Aided Engineering Network, as it became known. He agreed, and with Jim Duderstadt's enthusiastic moral and financial support, things were launched. Well, in the beginning, there was no specific space to house CAEN, not even office space for its staff. Initially, the staff was just me and Wileen Vandevender. Now, Wileen was my assistant, one of the most important people in CAEN. I already had an office in the Aerospace Engineering building, and I was able to scrounge office space for Wileen just down the hall from me. Also, Bob Rapley, an electronics technician in aerospace engineering, joined CAEN on a part-time basis. We hired others as the need arose, and among them was John Van Rokel, who went on to become the director of CAEN. It was clear to me that the computers that belonged in CAEN were those with a window-based graphical user interface, such as that pioneered by Xerox PARC. Two classes of computers were available that met that criterion: personal computers and workstations. Now, for those two classes, we selected the Apple Lisa and the Apollo Domain. The University of Michigan was one of the first members of the Apple University Consortium, and as such, we got significant discounts on Apple products. In 1983, the Apple Macintosh had not yet appeared, but as Apple University Consortium members, we were given early access to the Macintosh. Also, as part of the AUC, we were offered hefty discounts on the then available leases. Well, in 1983, I met with executives of Apollo Computer at a conference in Boston, and I described our plans to build one of the foremost academic computing environments in the country. I invited Apollo representatives to visit us, and they brought a workstation and demonstrated it to a variety of relevant people. Among them was the then president of the university, Harold Shapiro. Subsequently, Apollo was convinced we could provide an impressive showcase for their products and offered us a 20% discount on all workstations and networking hardware. In late 1983, we began ordering hardware. Our first order was for 130 Apple Lisa computers. I'll never forget when the semi came rolling up to the aerospace building and the driver said, "Where do I want my computers?" All 130 of them at once. Fortunately, the fall term hadn't started yet, so we stored all of them in a classroom in the aerospace building. And thank God for Bob Rapley at that time. He was indispensable in the job of unpacking leases and putting all of them together and testing them all. And as they became available one at a time, they were moved out of aerospace into other North Campus buildings. Then the Apollos started arriving. There were just a few at first, I can't remember how many, and they were distributed among North Campus buildings. Apollos were designed to be networked using a proprietary token ring network. A North Campus network of Apollos was formed by running cable through utility tunnels that connected many of the buildings. Finally, in 1984, after the Macintosh was announced, CAEN bought several of them and installed them on main campus buildings, among other places. Well, CAEN was intended to be used for both teaching and research. Professors doing research needed no urging at all to jump on the bandwagon. But adapting curricula for CAEN use was another matter. One of the strategies we came up with was to fund a professor to take time off to develop course modules for use in the CAEN environment. As in any technical field, there were eager early adopters and others who followed later. Well, that's about it. Please remember, folks, these recollections are filtered through 25 years. So if I'm a bit off on some of my musings, give an old guy a break. Bye-bye.